Welcome to the Austin Method, where we help you develop the skills of square dancing. This segment is called Behind the Scenes. This is where we share things with you other than the skills we're already sharing in the Austin Method. So here's the deal. Callers work very, very hard on choreography. In fact, it's probably the thing they work the hardest on. Why do they work so hard on choreography? It's the choreography that makes it feel like a dance. There are 4 things that are part of choreography: timing, flow, hand availability, and momentum. Caller has to take all these things into account as they move from call to call, from formation to formation, from arrangement to arrangement. In fact, it's called phaser: formation, arrangement, sequence, relationship. And they have to keep all this in mind as they develop their choreography to try and make the best possible dance for the dancers. Sometimes they focus on a specific call, sometimes they don't, but they're always trying to maintain flow and not do anti-flow. One of the cool things about square dancing is that men love square dancing. Often we get drug into it. We're like, I don't know, dancing's really not for me. Well, the reason dancing isn't for most men is because it's a lot of responsibility. We have to lead, we have to come up with choreo. I'm talking about ballroom dancing and several other forms of dancing, but we have to lead, we have to come up with choreography on the fly or have memorized routines. We just don't like it. It's a whole lot of pressure. Square dancing is cool because we get to dance, but somebody else has come up with choreography. Somebody else is telling us what to do every step of the way. And it's fun. It's a problem solving. It's the application, direct application of a skill set that we can learn fairly easily, but definitely very well. So choreography plays a lot into that, and having the choreography developed by someone else. As I mentioned, flow is what makes it dancing. Flow is where you just go from one to the next, to the next, to the next, and that's what it makes it feel like dancing. Because quite honestly, there's very few steps in square dancing, so it's not about fancy footwork. It's not about fancy moves or, ooh, look what they did. It's really about the flow from one thing to the other, which is a really important part of choreography. Recognizing flow and choreography and learning to appreciate it and see it while you're dancing will actually make you a better dancer, because you will know that if you're coming out of a regular square through 4, your right hand's going to be available. No caller is going to intentionally call something that requires you to use your left hand, because he knows that hand availability leads to good flow. Good flow is what he's trying to promote, so he's going to do something with your right hand or neutral with no hands. The same with lead right, veer left. No caller in their right mind is going to call lead right, veer right, because that stops your momentum. Momentum being a component of choreography, stops your momentum and makes you go the other way. Now, I say that, but a caller can call lead right, veer right, if they put something neutral in between. They can call lead right, up to the middle and back, veer right. And that changes your momentum or disrupts your momentum and gives you something neutral to work with. And this is getting into the mechanics of choreography, which isn't where we need to go, but it might give you a little more understanding of what goes into it. The important thing is recognize the flow and go with the flow. Don't fight the flow. If the caller says lead left, wheel around, you're probably not going to have to change your momentum. It's going to be the dancer on the right goes forward to a normal wheel around. That's just part of the flow. Now, we may or may not have already covered these calls. That doesn't matter. What matters is that you start looking for and recognizing flow and go with the flow. If you pay attention to the flow, it narrows down the number of calls that you can expect to come next, which gives you an advantage in terms of being able to hear and understand and recognize what comes next, because out of the 50 calls it could be, you know that it can't be 20 of them. So pay attention to flow, to choreography. It'll make you a better dancer. Make sure to like and comment before you go. This is the way YouTube tells other people that you found this material engaging one way or the other. Comments are always appreciated. Likes and shares, of course, are much appreciated. And remember, however well-informed and carefully considered they may be, the opinions expressed here are solely my opinions and don't necessarily reflect the opinions of others involved in this production. Thank you for visiting the Austin Method. We hope to see you on the dance floor soon.